Hello, dear friends. This week's clinical tip is going to be a little bit different. With the seasons shifting in the Northeast specifically, I wanted to take a pause to appreciate what the great outdoors can do for our emotional and physical health. Specifically, I'll discuss 4 ways the aromas of autumn enhance our resiliency for the colder seasons ahead. Then I will compile multiple ways that essential oils can enhance our immune health and overall body and mind vitality. These are based on a few of my articles, previous clinical tips, and of course, some journal publications. All of these will be referenced in the resource section. Finally, I will conclude with a practical tip that brings all this information together. So stay tuned till the end. Now, let's get started with how nature's intelligence makes sense in the fall. Let me set the tone. Although the fall can be a time of tribulation and more stress because of the back to school schedules that can be sort of hectic, actually, nature has a way of comforting us through it. Personally, I myself am grateful for how her scents and sights, immersed within the crisp autumn air, gently tend to our needs and assist us in getting through the transitions of life's up and downs. Mother Earth has a kindness and a wisdom in her design. This is based just as much on environmental signals as the connection between her people and the planet. Have you noticed how the trees seem to sense our need for nurturing and warmth as the seasons change? Their beautiful tapestry of brilliant richness catches our attention and almost forces us to take a deep breath and pause for a moment of appreciation. This creativity is inspired by the dwindling hours of sunlight. Without the abundant availability of the sun's rays, there is a decline in the chemical process of making food within the green chlorophyll filled leaves. As a result, the trees bloom into their radiant fall hues. Along with the innate intelligence of nature to soothe us with her creations, she also conspires to enhance the well being of her creatures through their aromatic influence. Specifically, there are 4 incredible ways that Mother Nature's odorous compounds support our bodies and our minds for the chilly fall and winter months ahead. Let's go through them now. The first way is through the tickling of our noses with the beloved smell of spice oils. During the fall, we naturally crave warm spices and seek out ginger and cinnamon along with a pumpkin in our lattes. All these herbal aromatics have powerful protective, antimicrobial, antioxidant, and health promoting properties. The second way that aromas of autumn enhance our resiliency is the musty scent that is emitted from the volatiles during the process of leaf sustenance or dyeing. These aromatics are also known as essential oils, which, as we know, support the body, mind, and spirit in many different ways. When we venture into the crisp air, the trees emit their compounds and they all blend to form one of the largest diffusers worldwide. Have you also experienced the sensational gifts of the deciduous trees, bringing you into the moment and calming your mind and body as you stroll outside all bundled up? The third way the aromas of autumn enhance our resiliency is by emitting a predominance of phytonosides. These are powerful compounds released from the leaves and stems of fir oils. These pinene are constituents in essential oils. They have been shown to decrease stress as they build up our defense and immune processes all through the year. This is why a walk in the woods among the pine and spruce trees can be exhilarating, uplifting, and promote well being. In Japan, it is known as forest bathing or shirin yuku. And the fourth way that the aromas of autumn enhance our resiliency is through versatility and need. Let me explain. Due to the fact that plants vary in their quantities of constituents produced in the essential oils, depending on the season, the climate, and the atmosphere, it is likely that we are getting just the right amount of compounds we need from what we are exposed to. The essential oils we are enjoying throughout the year are extracted from the leaves of the plants that are shifting their phytonutrient production based on their survival needs and what the plant is up against. This results in better support for our human wellness based on the compounds which are specific to the time and place we are using them. So we have the 4 ways: our natural seeking out of spice oils, the volatiles, emitted from the leaves as they're dying, which are essential oils, the predominance of phytonosides, and how the plants actually change what they're producing as far as the predominant essential oils based on the environment and what they're up against for survival. So now that we know the four ways that nature supports us with its scents during the fall, let's review other ways essential oils can enhance our health from previous tips. In this way, we can wrap up everything together as we like to this time of year. Okay. All right. So, of course, we don't want to forget how essential oils benefit our emotional and relational health, which is needed in a time of year where there's more activities, more get togethers, and more to do lists that are sprouting up. In the past few clinical tips, which again I will link to in the resource section, I've explored how our favorite therapeutic scents can benefit our mental health and balance our stress response, enhance our brain and cognitive health, aid us in healing from trauma, and support us in building stronger, more nurturing relationships with self and with others. So, essential oils, just with a sniff and inhalation, can help us do all that as far as the emotional and relational aspect. Now, what about on the physiological level, the level of the physical body and the brain and overall health? Well, I did recently review in another clinical tip many brain and overall health factors that essential oils modulate. These are scientific based mechanisms that add to nature's ancient wisdom in her caring for us when we go outdoors. They include how essential oils modulate the immune system, inflammation, and cellular stress through various molecular pathways. This supports mitochondrial health and overall vitality. Essential oils also support enzymes that help the body detoxify and act as antioxidants. This can help to relieve the negative impacts of man made environmental exposures that we do not want that can lead to detrimental effects such as neurodegeneration. Essential oils are also neuroprotective, so they help us to preserve cognitive health and aid in recovery from any form of brain trauma or stressors. Essential oils are antimicrobial, antiviral, and antifungal in nature, and they aid in mitigating unwanted infections, which tend to be a lot during the chilly months. Essential oils can also positively affect neurotransmitters, which helps to balance our mood. They support digestion and a healthy microbiome. So even though they're antimicrobial, they also help protect the good guys in our gut. They don't wipe them out, they're synergistic. They're selectively inhibiting. It's similar to some drugs that are selective, like, say, estrogen modulators. Essential oils seem to do that with our gut bugs. And this improves our assimilation and our nourishment. They also beneficially modulate our stress response, our cortisol output, and other hormones, and resulting blood sugar issues, which can cause an array in all of the things I just mentioned: stress, cortisol, and hormones. And this means that we get a more balanced body, and it also helps our immune health because we know that chronic stress and blood sugar issues can deplete our immune system. Essential oils enhance our vagal tone. This increases parasympathetic activity and brings calm to the mind and body so that autonomic physiological functioning can be optimized. And the last thing, which I already kind of touched upon, but to summarize it, is they impact our emotional health, helping us heal from trauma and adversity. It's based on the concept of psychoaromatherapy and neuroplasticity. They're big words, but basically, oils influence our pathways in our brain and they help us reprogram so they can help us get unstuck in other patterns or behavioral responses that we don't want. They also influence our brain electrical activity, so they actually change the wiring at the same time they're changing our neurotransmitters, enhancing our vagal tone, helping us with critters, and all the other wonderful things that I just discussed. So you combine essential oils with the way that nature itself is emitting essential oils and volatiles and their phytonosides and changing their composition. And we have a lot to protect us during this time of year. Now, I wanted this clinical tip to be educational and inspirational in enhancing your appreciation for nature and essential oils. But let's get to the practical. You can always use essential oil diffusers to bring in some of the outdoor benefits inside and all of the wonderful things I mentioned just with essential oils in general. And This will help you, especially if you want the nature aspect, if you use fir and tree oils. I often recommend to my clients to bring their favorite citrus oil combined with a tree oil in a diffuser when they're working or trying to do a specific task. And of course, you want to follow the specific diffusers, machines, oil drop recommendations. You don't want to overload on essential oils. They usually tell you about how many drops in the diffuser. What this combination does is it's grounding. It can uplift their spirits with the citrus oils. Both of them help relieve stress. The citrus and that sense of grounding also boosts focus and enhances resiliency overall because you have the combination of the citrus and the phytonosides and the pinene in there together. My favorite way to diffuse is something I've learned from Jade Schutt, a renowned aromatherapist. When I interviewed her on the essential oil revolution, she mentioned that it's best to actually have intermittent exposure of essential oils when you're diffusing, 20 to 40 minutes on. Maybe that's even a little bit longer than she would recommend, but I found that's okay if you have the intermittent diffusers and a few hours off. And this is going to benefit cognitive health the most and the aroma properties specifically. Maybe I should say it's going to benefit the mood the most, right? Because your brain and nervous system will build tolerance to environmental stimuli after a while. So if you want that mood boost with the aroma, you want to make sure that you're turning the diffuser on and off. Okay, so those are my thoughts. And we've learned about the way that nature and the kindness and the design of Mother Earth helps us with our resiliency as we walk outdoors. And we've learned how we can bring some of those benefits indoors by using essential oils. I would love to hear your own experience with what your favorite essential oils are during these months. And I'm also eager to hear if this helped your appreciation, boost your appreciation for what nature can do for us and what the essential oils can do for us, for our resiliency, and to support our immune health. So, that being said, thank you for listening. If you like this content, please help me spread the word by sharing the links in my YouTube channel, and there'll be a link to my newsletter. This will help us reach more people. It'll build up the channel and it'll get the information out there so that people can be empowered with natural health information and safe, evidence based essential oil education from someone with clinical experience. There's a lot of great educators out there and clinical aromatherapists. We want to put those people at the forefront, as well as we love the consumer-based information, but I think it's important also to know some of the clinical aspects. If you are a subscriber yourself, you will continue to stay up to date on my latest clinical tips, my blogs, my news, my podcasts, my new program coming out specifically focused on brain health that is going to be completely integrative, not protocol-based at all, but as always, personalized and for you. And I've managed to do it in a way that you can choose if you want to decide what supplements you want, what essential oils you want, and if you're going to even use those. Okay. So don't worry, I will have that information relatively soon. I'm still working out a few kinks. Finally, if you have not checked out all my free resources and additional educational tools, I don't know what you're waiting for. The link will be in the video description. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to take gentle care of yourself and enjoy immersing yourself into the aromas of autumn.